Now that Dennis has moved the big truck, we have unlocked amazing boxes. They call it A because there's only one, and they call it a maze because in the sewer port, everything is a maze. And the sewers are no exception. It starts off the game, this level, with a 15-minute long sewer maze level, where we bounce from turtle to platform to barrel. There are a bunch of barrels back there we can knock down, but I'm already max live, so I don't need them. And this new platform, the alligator. We're only allowed to jump on the front, or the back of the alligator, rather, because he will bite us. Because this took so very long, I'm going to speed it up for your benefit. What I'm doing here is I'm bouncing from turtle to turtle until I reach a dead end. At that point, there is a switch. You hit the switch, and then you jump back across the turtles you just jumped, and a new door will have been opened up, which will then dead end in another switch. Then you wait for the turtle to come around again, and you repeat the process. There is another turtle, bouncing on the back of, and then sometimes you'll have to knock barrels down that are floating above the water for some reason, and sometimes there will be TNT boxes floating in the water, where you must glide down on top of them. Now there's a branching path. Now I have to ride this turtle while jumping over pipes and ducking under water jets. It leads to a dead end with a switch. The pattern on the doors that are being opened and shut are sharks. We'll see more of those later on. Luckily there are no sharks in the sewers. And then I got hit by a water spout, so I had to ride the turtle all the way back again. And the turtles go, I'm probably sure, even slower than they did in the cemetery level. And then at the end we reach a room that has 3 closed doors. And a switch in the middle. The switch in the middle opens the door on the right. Behind that's a switch that opens the door on the left. Behind that is a switch that opens the door at the top. You hit that switch at the top. And presuming you don't die so many very times, this rope will fall down from the sky. If you avoid that jet, and you make it to the rope, you've left the sewers.
So,
15 minutes that took me.
Wow, that was a long sewer ride, and we have traveled miles underground, and we have reached the coast of whatever country or city we were on before. I'm guessing the Jersey Shore we are at now, because this is the ocean. Doesn't look like it much yet, but this is where they store and transfer and ship the ocean. And here we've got the first puzzle of the new level. We've got a large barrel surrounded by smaller barrels, with the letters K, F, A, R, and N, not necessarily in that order, surrounding the barrel. If we hit the barrels surrounding it in an order, we get a reward. This being pumpkins, it's not much of a reward. And our goal this time around is to traverse many rooftops, many boxes. Being a shipyard, it is surrounded in crates and cargo containers, and there's a seagull over there. And this handy winch was installed by the dock workers to knife fight on here during lunch breaks. I don't know why they have that. But first matter of business, we're in a new area. Let's collect the KNARF tokens. The huge puzzle or draw of this area is we're supposed to find the way up onto the rooftops so that we can traverse over here and other places easily. This place at all, because we can't jump the gap. You'll see that we're getting an homage to a former puzzle. The barrel puzzle from before. It's the exact same puzzle. And I almost forgot how Knarf was spelled just now. This time we get a 1-up to add to our 99. Perhaps this time we'll get better spoils. Fingers crossed. It's the R token, and it thought it glitched through the level there. But that is one of the rare times we hear a success noise in this game, because most of the time it's a comic sound effect of us being punched. It's nice to hear something that is instead a victory. They tried to trick us with this TNT box being so close to the nitro boxes, but I think at this point in the game, we're above those kind of easy tricks and traps. The seagull over here dives bombs us with eggs and has a little tiny seagull helmet on because it's a dock. It's a dock. Docks on the ocean. Oceans are often invaded by soldiers. It makes sense. And up here, this is where the cargo contained 5 nitro boxes. It doesn't seem that efficient when you look at it, but these things really need their space out during shipment. I mean, they gotta spend months at sea like that. Tensions run high. The perpetual motion storage container train box here just sorta makes its way up and down the train tracks. And if we time it just right, we can wiggle our way up here and... Well, we got a winch and a sign that leads us to the next area. You see that classic Jersey Devil wit there. We're going to handle this box without care. But it seems we haven't got the strength to contend with that just yet. Instead, we've got to do some destruction and... I'm bailing. I don't know why you need a lifeboat attached to the side of your dock rather than on the side of your boat, but I'm going to find out. Power 09 hidden down here as well. We'll be back to that within 1 level's length. And they're not going to play the music for us anymore. And they're also dealing the shipment of non-violent monkeys. And Jersey Devil costumes. And stuff. Oh, I've already got KNARF. I don't need to spend any more time exploring this wonderfully designed level. Instead, we have to just find the K-door. And surprisingly, it's not hidden under a large barrel surrounded by 5 barrels. When I first played this game, I did think that these numbers had any significance at all, and I guess I'm the fool for thinking that something should matter in a game. They're not power symbols, they're not secrets, they don't have to do with any puzzle. Instead, we enter the Amazing Boxes storage container. And I want you to look right now. It doesn't seem that large of a building, even with a door right behind the garage door. But you'd be mistaken thinking that. That was enough work to warrant a save. Nah, I think I'll just resume. That is not actually where we are, this entire area. We're back on the dock, but they're going to show us the picture of the boat anyway. As you can see, we are locked inside of a storage warehouse with lots of amazing boxes. And I hope you like this texture, because you're going to see a lot of amazing boxes in this chapter, and also a lot of buttons. You press a button, a thing gets raised. You notice that that box had a 1 on it because we pressed 1 switch. These little worm creatures are really out of place, and they are indestructible. So, ignoring them, we press the crate lowering switch so that we can progress further in the level. And this is one of the most hidden nitro boxes in all of the game. It's actually hidden around the corner over here. And it's full of vegetables. Not that it's going to stop me from collecting it and running. Being a warehouse, it also has many, many winches that are all pointless, because we can just jump over these gaps anyway. We have wings. We've pressed another switch, our second switch, if you will, but the block with the 2 on it doesn't get raised because we only pressed 1 switch the second time around. So if you press 2 switches, the number will reset, but the box will go up. So, as you can imagine, we're going to press a lot of switches in this game. I think somewhere in the range of 40 or 50. So I hope you like these sound effects. And slow amount of dragging boxes. We can actually do a shortcut here if we stand on this side and push the box back where we were, blocking ourselves off effectively. We can skip over to this button immediately. And a box with a 3 on it. They're not going to switch it up on us. It's going to be in order. 1 box, 2 buttons, 3 buttons, probably 4 or 5 buttons. Don't get locked in there. It's happened to me more than once. And aside from that one hidden nitro box, there's not very many in this area, despite its expansive maze-like properties. Also, it is the first, and I'm going to guess last, area in the game that actually has a puzzle. It's right up this elevator, actually. That was not the puzzle just now, pressing the button. Though you wouldn't put it past the game at this point. It is a room full of concrete blocks with pictures of a shark on them, and 4 grates. They all have different colors, but we don't have the means to solve this puzzle just yet, so return to that later. I'm so sure. Or that could just be an Easter egg, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Several switches and winches later, we can hear the giggling of a new enemy type. But we won't see him just yet. There he is! This is the dock worker claw hook for a hand, linebacker mouse rat. And we'll be seeing a lot of him throughout this chapter. He's not that big of a deal, really. And we can hear the faint hum of another enemy, which is not this right here. This looks like a very dangerous red laser Kmart scanning item, but it's not. We just have nothing to do with it. It's not a glitch. It's not supposed to kill you, I hope. It's also a very obscure puzzle. We need to find something to fill that gap. And here's something right here, a pushable box, but we need to get around it. And we can't from this side. I'm getting lost in a maze of very simple design. It's normally a straight line, trust me. I should have been hugging the left wall more often, but I didn't think that much ahead. I underestimated you, Jersey Devil maze puzzle. If we just push this large empty crate around here, I'm sure this is going to be worth it. Once we actually landed in the gap, all our problems will be solved. And this is instantly raised for no discernible reason. If it was like a lever system, I would have understood, but they were too lazy to implement something like that. And we were left with just this. You may have remembered there was a puzzle element going on earlier, and here it is. You can see we've got the sharks, that's the connection, that's how you know the concrete blocks are involved in this puzzle here, which can actually hit you through solid ground as they make their rounds through the water. You'll notice that there are colored tape on each of the 4 sides, which denote which direction the boxes should be going in. I believe that we enter the room with the boxes from this angle, so the red should be the west side of the room. Let's get some mnemonic devices in here. Red because West Coast is sunny, the sun is red like heat. The East Coast over there is yellow, the sun rises in the east, the sun is yellow. The south side is green, Brazil has lots of trees, those are green, and blue is north because ice is blue sometimes. And that should be enough to keep it in my mind through the 30-second trek back to the cylinder block room. I hope I was right about which way I enter that room. Are you repeating the process in your head at home? Okay, I'm going to have you have to shout it out to me on my way up here, or else I won't remember which setting was which. I'm impressed by Jersey's strength, even though I am power 8, so I shouldn't be that impressed. I can push a solid concrete block like that. And I'm beginning to think that this is the wrong direction. I might have to implement a counterclockwise rotation once all these blocks are in place. Oh no. Well, that's embarrassing. There we are. Well, no, actually, because these hitboxes are huge. Normally, a puzzle in Jersey Devil wouldn't be this brain-bending, but I've managed to screw it up. Let's see, green on south, thank you, and this should be the end of the puzzle here. I'm not especially sure what this will do once I've got all these in place there. Hopefully there was a winch back there. I hope that comes into play to help move these cinder blocks over to where I need them. And I'm sure the color coordination has any logical merit to it. We shall see. This block here you might think is actually pushable. It's just so they didn't have to put 2 winches over here so you can get back across by gliding. So let's see here. And it was right. You see here, red matches red, so gravity will work. If it were the wrong color, then gravity would ignore it, and it would stay up there. And we've got enough to press 3 more switches, and that should be enough to lift that concrete block out of our way. Eventually. After we very meticulously get eaten by a shark, and maybe reset to the beginning of the level? We got reset to the beginning of the level.